Hello everyone, I am PyroFalkon and this is Monster Rancher Evo. In the last episode we did a lot of training in order to get more hit points, but unfortunately we need more, so we're going to just keep on grinding out these weeks and do more training. That's all we can do. Godfrey, you should... What? Maybe I shouldn't have zipped through that so quickly, but it's fine. It's probably unimportant. Oh, good. Yeah, see, the policies are sticking now. The policies didn't used to stick week to week or month to month, but they do now. And I guess Nayuta is not saying anything else about her. Hey, future Pyro, you should probably put on closed caption. I'm curious how Google picks up the name Nayuta. Nayuta. Spell that, Google. Nayuta. How are you doing with those closed captions on YouTube? Anyway, I should probably listen to what Nayuta has to say from now on, too. Because apparently she's done with all her lectures. Which makes sense. Okay, yeah, so there's not more to do. So in the last episode, I mentioned about the Ask Me Anything. Just as a reminder, if you want to ask me anything... ask me. Put it in the comments. Doesn't matter even if you've asked me before. Just, anything you want to know about me, let me know in the comments below. I will endeavor to answer anything. It'll help make these sequences where I'm burning through weeks go a lot faster. Yeah, but I can get back to Lord Shanji's comment from yesterday, which was, do I have any gaming hot takes, such as games that I break with the majority on. I've still even said the big one that's Marlene, you should think about working your monster a little harder now. You can't afford to take it easy forever. Oh, did she slip back into easy mode? No, she didn't. Okay, so that's flavor text. That's Nayuta just being silly. Because I think Marlene defaults to easy. So that could be Nayuta just kind of taking the piss. Anyway, let's see if there's a Showtime mission. Get us a little bit extra money. Come on. Wait, I can't recenter the camera here? Oh, that's weird. I can't recenter the camera in town. I can only do that in a dungeon. What an odd choice. But yeah, I mean, the one that's relevant is Monster Rancher 2. I still don't think Monster Rancher 2's that super amazing great. Let's see, Satisfaction 40. Oh, but 2 shows. 2 shows. Satisfaction 40. 4 shows. Satisfaction 70. But in 8 weeks? No. Wait. Number is... yeah, the number of creatures involved. Right, so... I think I can do Satisfaction 70, and my reward would be $3,400. Excuse me, and I have 2 chances to do it because of the timing. Yes, I will take this one. I believe I can do that. As long as the monsters aren't sick, I'm going to, in fact, go check on them. Because it'll be in 2 weeks. I didn't sign up for a show next week, so... let's make sure the monsters are healthy. That's how to min-max for cash in this game, probably. Let's see here. No one seems to be having any problems. Because I think there's an icon, like a speech bubble, over their head if there is a problem. Let's just double check. If there's anything you want to change, you should do it early on, right? Nothing's happening here, why not try going to town? Yeah, I think there's a speech... oh, I'm at the end of my rope. Maybe I did too much training. If it's tired and stressed out, maybe we should think about giving it a soup level 1. I guess I need an ingot level 1. Okay, that's fine. We'll go buy that. We've got enough money. Because I don't want him to be sick right before a mission. So we need a soup level 1 and an ingot level 1. I don't know why he would need those things, but he would. So that also tells me I shouldn't sell any of my items. Because I thought I needed to do that to get a lot of money, but I don't. I get way more money from doing shows and missions. Okay, so ingot level 1, soup level 1. There's soup level 1. So that's just the foods. Trait, ingot level 1. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so I've got what I needed. So maybe my monster doesn't get an icon, but everyone else's monster does, maybe? I'll have to look every so often. That's the one thing I haven't been doing. I don't check in with my monsters all that often. In my Monster Rancher game that I designed, that shit would be given to you with reports. Like, every month or so. That didn't really look like you got happy. It's giving up. Maybe we should take next week off. Yes. So I guess that's the happiness. She even has toe beans. We have to concentrate during a show so we don't waste the work we did in training. I feel sorry for the monsters if it doesn't go well. So it's important to practice the minigames once in a while. Okay. See, I like this system. You are... Like, my game is not super different from Evo. It's basically taking the best parts of Evo and Monster Rancher 4, in my opinion. That's how I have designed my game. Alright, so this week, or rather next week, is showtime. And then we'll check in on everybody this week. Make sure no one needs anything. See, again, there's no speech bubbles. You're resting. Maybe I at least have to check in on my monster. No real problems. There's nothing to worry about. Basically, what I am looking for is either a speech bubble or lack of speech bubble when there is a problem, because that will tell me for sure what I am looking for if someone is in distress. But either way, if I do as many of the shows as possible and not pick up, or tricks, and not pick up every penny that shows up, I think I'll be good. So we just need to cram in as many tricks as possible here to get the 70 satisfaction. Like, and that little difference, just doing a trick right off the bat instead of waiting and walking across the tent first, that'll save me a couple seconds, which might matter if I'm going for maximum satisfaction. Anyway, so yeah, my hot take. I don't think Monster Rancher 2 is super great. It's fine. Like, it's a good game. It's a good game. Don't anyone yell at me that I'm saying Monster Rancher 2 is bad. Monster Rancher 2 is fine. But it hasn't aged all that well. And Evo hasn't aged either. Evo has not aged well. 1 has not aged well. 3 has not aged well. I would say Monster Rancher 4 has aged pretty well, but it still needed some help. It needed translation help. And a few quality of life changes it did not have. But like... and then Monster Rancher 2 Advance aged real well. Like, 2 Advance was well translated, even had some good jokes in it, like that actually made me laugh out loud or whatever, without having to play it up or anything, and like the systems were good, and it was still a game you could get something accomplished in 5 minutes, which befitted the fact it was a handheld. Like, it is a good game. Even by today's standards, it is a good game. You know, but 2? I mean, I have my 2DX save. I still have it installed as well for the show, but like, if it wasn't for the show, I probably wouldn't play Monster Rancher 2. But like, I still play Evo and 4 occasionally just for myself. I have side files going on that just for my own fun. But not 2. Like, 2's alright. It's not the best Monster Rancher experience out there. I think the reason 2 gets so much love is because it's the most documented. And I think if you care enough to read those documents and then put those strategies in play, and you care enough about the game to find all of those things, then and find all the secrets, for example, then by definition you love it, and that's okay. 2 is simple enough and documented enough that you can get any help you need from it, and very few players are ever stuck in it. But the other Monster Ranchers don't have that treatment, and I think if they did, they would be more beloved. I think 4 would be even more beloved by today's standards if it was that documented as 2 was. 3, no. 3 is an aberration, but, you know, I still think 4 is a much more superior game to 2. And even with Evo, I am self-aware enough to say that, like, the reasons I love Evo are subjective, and that's why I get that why people hate it. Because what I love about Evo is the stuff that is not translatable into an objective argument. Like, I like the management aspect, that's subjective. I like the handcrafted dungeons, that's subjective. And I think the reason people love 2 so much is because objectively 2 has the most number of breeds, if I remember right. 2 has the most has like really smooth expeditions that don't take a lot of time, and since it's been documented again so well that a lot of any kind of issue you may have with 2 you can map out and solve in game. You don't have to worry about cheating or anything like that. So, you know, I get it. I get 2. I know why everyone loves it. I just don't. Trying to think of other games I may have hot takes on. Oh, here's a hot take. Dark Souls should have an easy mode. That'll get me flamed to hell. Or at least, to be a little less of a douche, I don't think Dark Souls would be harmed having an easy mode. I don't think any game will be harmed having an easy mode. Accessibility is good. Now, that said, I don't think if you play on easy mode, you should necessarily have the same rewards as playing normal or hard or whatever. And I think achievements are the best way to do that, because the players who care about that stuff are going to care about getting the achievements and getting, you know, playing on whatever the because if Dark Souls had a hard mode, then you know tons of players would be trying that shit to get the achievement for beating it on hard or nightmare or expert or whatever name you want to give it. So there's my hot take. I think every game should have an easy mode, but no game should require it. That's the big difference, because you know, the big argument I've made 1,000 times is the Mario games, the recent ones, where if you die so many times in a level, then the next time you start, there will be a special box that gives you, like, invincibility or a way to just bypass the level entirely. And you don't have to take it. I never take those outs because I don't like it. I play Mario games to be relatively challenged by the platforming. So, you know, and it doesn't challenge me to get my easy out, so I never take them. But having that as an option is a good thing. And I reject this notion that it's hand-holdy and everyone's a baby for taking the easy way outs or whatever, because the reason you play games, or any one person plays games, is not the same reason other people play games. And you can even do that per game. Like, if someone plays games to be challenged and to try to test their reflex skills, by definition, they're not going to play a game like a Zachtronics puzzle game, which is all about slow burn thinking. And that's okay. Like, just because I just missed the satisfaction number. Oh, all right. So we're going to have to schedule a show as soon as we can and try again. And we might fail it as a result. But so it goes. I mean, you know, maybe we'll fail that mission. That's okay. Can I do it here? Yeah, see, he doesn't even let me. That's what I don't like. You should be allowed to do it, even if it kind of punishes you for trying to do it that often. Alright, I still don't see... I don't see any speech bubbles. And Nugget is fine. Alright. Yeah, so I'll probably wind up failing that mission, but so it goes. Whoops. Because we're not going to have very much motivation by the time we get around to that. Yeah. So anyway, you should be able to play what you enjoy, you know? And do whatever you want to do. And lots of games have difficulty levels already. And I honestly believe that if Dark Souls, for example, had an easy mode from the start, nobody would care now that the easy mode was in the game, but there would still be the pride of beating the game on normal or expert or hard or whatever. And that's okay. You can have pride for beating a game on the hardest difficulty level. And so, like, and I'll give you a perfect example of that. The first time I played the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man game, like, I knew that the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man game was going to be a little Arkham, you know? And I just like superhero games in general. So when I fired up Spider-Man, I played on the hardest difficulty level, and I beat it on the hardest difficulty level. Guess how many people gives a shit? 0. Maybe 1 if we count me. And that's it. Like, it doesn't matter. Your skill of it as a video gamer does not mean fucking anything. I'm not a real gamer just because I beat Spider-Man on the hardest difficulty level. It doesn't mean anything. None of those accomplishments mean anything. Video games aren't important. That's my other hot take I've always said. Video games aren't important. Politics, your family, your life, the environment, trans rights, that stuff is important. Video games are not important. Get some perspective, folks. Anyway, that's my hot take. My kind of aggressive hot take. It's fine. I don't care. None of it matters. I was playing Hard Space Shipbreaker on the hardest difficulty level, and that's not even a difficulty level. It's how many lives you get. Because I'm still doing Hard Space Shipbreaker for the show occasionally, and I'm playing on limited lives mode, so 30 deaths, that's all I get. Which is still more than I need, because even in the easiest difficulty level, which is unlimited lives, I think I've only died like 10 times. So, you know, but I decided to play on 1 life just for funsies, and I died after maybe about 5 hours, which was disappointing and sucked, but you know what? Who gives a shit? It doesn't mean anything. Because video games aren't important. And I hate having to explain this further, because you all are smart, so those of you listening to me probably understand this. But I've been taken to task about it, where people are like, yeah, I've had people tell me, like, video games are important. What about the people who do them? It's important to them. Yeah, fucking yeah. Yeah, video games are important to the people who make them, whose lives depend on them. But that's not what I mean. Y'all, those people are hearing what they want to hear from my sentence, not what I mean. So how about this? Video games are a lesser priority in your life than the super important shit that is life and death changing. And whether you get an achievement or whether you beat a game on hard, that is not life and death changing. I'd argue the only people who should be that insane about games are the streamers whose livelihoods depend on it. But even me, as a video game Let's Player / streamer, whose livelihood does depend on the games, video games are not that important. But I've also got other skills, too. Like, if my YouTube channel goes away tomorrow, I will just go get a job at a hardware store or something. Like, as much as I want my channel to succeed, and as ambitious as I am about trying to get my channel to succeed, I know it's not my be-all, end-all. It's not, you know, I have a plan B. I have to have a plan B. I think that's a weird toxic masculinity thing too, that like this idea that you don't have a plan B is good. I think that's setting you up for failure too, because success failure is always going to happen more often than success. So you have to plan for failure. That doesn't mean you submit to failure. That doesn't mean that you default to assuming you will fail. That's not at all what that means. That just means you gotta prepare for it. I mean, even when I started the channel 11 years ago, I was preparing a plan B. Or really, I should say 8 years ago when I started monetization. I was planning a plan B in case the entire channel failed. So you gotta. That's smart business. And that reminds me, the reason I was thinking of the whole plan B thing, there's a game, which one is it? I want to say it's NBA 2K17, where when you're in Be a Pro mode and you're a rookie, you have this, you have an interview with the press, and one of the questions is like, what is your plan B? What if this doesn't work out as an NBA player? And you are railroaded into answering there is no plan B. And after you say that, all the press officers are like, oh, good answer, good answer, good answer. That's not a good answer. That's a shit answer. You should always have a plan B. Because also, even from that perspective, even if you are a professional athlete, you're on borrowed time. You damn well better have a plan B, because when you turn 40, you're not going to be a professional athlete anymore. Unless you're Tom fucking Brady. So, you know, you always need a backup, man. And even without that, having a backup is just good work-life balance, you know? It stops you from freaking out every time there's a problem. If the internet goes down, I don't freak out. I grab a book, you know? It sucks that the internet goes down. Our lives are tied to it, but have a backup plan. Internet goes down? Well, I'll read. I'll go to the library. Simple. Anyway, I'm a more simple dude than a lot of my younger contemporaries here on YouTube. Age gives you life experience, yo. Including knowing when to have backup plans. Alright, I've probably blathered about that long enough, but I don't have any other topics. So ask me questions in the comments for the Ask Me Anything. And we can talk about random stuff during these training sequences. Can I see... I'm going to have to see if I can see... Oh, come on. I don't know if I'm at satisfaction 70 yet. I'm going to have to see... I actually don't remember where I was going with that. Whatever train of thought was in my head is gone. Just out of my ears. Rolling down my shoulders. Alright. I wonder if satisfaction has to do with the scores you get here, too. Like, I wonder if it's quantity as well as quality. I mean, yeah, that. It's obviously partly quantity. I do like the animations for the tricks, too. 3, 2, 1... Oh, come on, give me the 70. Even if I fail, at least we did 2 shows pretty close back to back, and we got some cash out of it. Oh, I was going to say, I wonder if I can see the raw numbers somewhere. To see how much... Ah, just shy again. Oh well. PyroFalkon, I'm sorry, but the monster's retired. Fluffleface has injured. Try not to let this happen all the time. Alright, so... Still got 5 minutes on the show. PyroFalkon, have you taken on any missions from the guild by any chance? They sent word that your deadline has passed and they hadn't heard from you, so your mission has been cancelled. Absent-minded, are we? Look, I don't know the details, but you shouldn't accept a mission that you can't complete. And if you accept a mission, you have to complete it. It's the same with training and shows. If you fail, you gain nothing, so be more careful next time. I tried, dickhole. Okay, so what we're gonna do is... Well, first of all, can I pull up the data on the monsters? The raw numbers? Yes, okay. So Runyon has 366 hit points. Fluffleface is 356. Nugget has 424. Fridge has 319. I still want that higher. I want them to be at 400 each before we go back into the dungeon. So I'm going to wait one more training session before we go back in. I'm looking at the clock. I'm not sure how I'm going to pull this off exactly, but we'll figure it out. Doesn't matter, because we only have one more episode in the recording session. I could always do a save state. Thanks to doing this on an emulator. What? Runyon has injured! Oh god, everyone's just falling to pieces right now. We got a supple level 1 thanks to the... whatever. By the way, I'm very aware that if I would just change the policy to normal, this wouldn't be happening so much. I don't care. I'm going to leave the policy to hard, because it's the only way I can be challenged in this game. Because if I leave it on normal, then no one's ever going to get injured, and it's going to be too easy. And part of the reason I'm pushing like this is I want to get through more monsters so we can create more, and so I can get more names from you guys. I want to get more monsters, not get through the game faster, if that makes sense. It's not how audience participation works. Alright, so everything seems fine here. I'm trying to think of any other games that I may have a minority opinion to, but for me, usually, any games that I just think I'm not going to like, I don't bother buying. I don't have the money to buy games constantly, you know, so I tend to wait for sales or Game Pass or something like that. I want to play Elden Ring. I'm not good at Elden Ring, but I respect Elden Ring. And I still have Bloodborne. I keep wanting to play Bloodborne, but I want to play it for the show, and I never really have a good time to play it for the show. There's always a Monster Rancher or an Evil Genius or something that's in my way. But that is something I am planning as well. Oh my god. Okay, maybe I should go back to normal policies, because this is starting to get a little too intense. Or at least I need to be checking in on everybody every week here. No speech bubbles, and Nugget is out. So I should at least pop my head in. Look for speech bubbles or something. So yeah, so I'll still be able to do a mission now, because he'll penalize me, but... Oh! Okay, there's clearly something going on. Do you have explosive diarrhea, Runyon? He seems a little tired. Okay. Why is he exploding constantly, though? You're not giving me any information here. Yeah, Okay, I don't understand. I'm just gonna go ahead and go to next week, then. Okay, Nugget is back. Any other report? Nope. Good. Okay, great. So, I don't want to do the show until, Fluffleface is back. Let's see. Why? Why is this happening? Seems kind of restless. It seems a little tired. Tired. Okay. Is this just giving me a status report? Yeah, apparently. Runyon is injured, but I didn't get any information. Ah, but there's good news, too. Retired monsters are... Oh, nice. I wondered what the transition would be if she had to report 2 things. Alright, I guess I will have to go to normal, otherwise we're not going to get anywhere, so fine. I get it, game. You win. Let's set everybody to normal policy, okay? And maybe it'll stick now. Oh, I can't change Runyon's because he's injured. Alright, so I'm going to have to wait until he's back. Alright, well, flippin' whatever. I guess that's going to do it for today, because I'm out of time, and I don't want this to go 33 minutes again, so that will do it. And in the next episode, we'll finish their training and hopefully go back into the dungeon. But I don't know if we're going to have time. I may have to wait until the next recording session. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow for another episode.